going to show you guys how to make the best Hatch Chili's chimichangas. In an Instant Pot, I added some chicken thighs, bay leaves, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and chicken bouillon. I placed the lid on and I let my chicken cook until it was done. I shredded my chicken, I added in my Hatch Chili's, some chicken bouillon, and also some cumin. And here I have some flour tortillas. Put a generous amount of chicken and cheese. I closed my chimichangas up using my flour and water glue mixture. Once I was done, these are all the chimichangas. I heated my cast iron skillet up and I fried my chimichangas until they were nice and crispy like this. And this is how I made my delicious chimichangas. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow for more, share, bye! I'm going to show you guys how I made my soft and fluffy pizza dough. In a bowl, I added some water, yeast, honey, and flour. This is my yeast activator, and this is how it should look. I let it sit in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half, and this is how your yeast activator should look. In a large bowl with water, I added my yeast activator, and I added some salt. I mixed that well, and I went in with some flour. I used about 4 cups of flour, and I mixed it until the flour was incorporated into the dough. And your dough should look like this. I cut my dough in half. I poured over some olive oil. I worked my dough. Your pizza dough should feel very soft. I let my pizza dough rise for about 2 hours. I covered it. Part 2 is coming. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow for more. Bye! I'm going to show you guys how I put together my pizza. When your pizza dough is done rising for 2 hours, it should look like this. To my pizza pan, I added some cornmeal. In my hand is olive oil. I rub that into my hands and start to stretch my pizza dough. If you guys want a thin pizza crust, then you can just stretch your pizza dough out more. I pushed down the edges of my crust and I filled the crust with some mozzarella cheese. I folded the crust over and I made sure that everything was tucked in. After that, I added some homemade pizza sauce. And if you guys want the recipe for that, then just comment down below. I added my mozzarella cheese and my pepperoni, and I lightly poured over some olive oil. I brushed my pizza crust with some olive oil, and this step is important. This pizza dough recipe makes 2 large pizzas. Part 3 is coming soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow for more, share, bye! This is part 3 of making a homemade fluffy soft pizza. I made 2 pizzas, 1 whole pepperoni and 1/2 pepperoni and vegetables. Baked both my pizzas on 450 degrees for 13 to 15 minutes. And this is how my pizza came out. This pizza was delicious. The crust was so soft, fluffy, and airy. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Follow for more, share, bye! I'm going to show you guys how I made my burger. I started by slicing my tomatoes and onions to put onto the burger. I toasted my buns until they were nice and crispy like this. I seasoned my burger with salt and pepper on both sides. I flipped my burgers and let it cook on the other side until it was done. Once it was done, I added my cheese and let it melt. And this is how everything came out. We had hamburgers, gordito, jalapeno poppers, and corn. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow for more. Bye! I'll show you guys how I made my bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. I started off by removing the seeds from the pepper. Into my bowl, I added some cream cheese, salt, pepper, garlic powder. And you do not want to add too much salt to your cream cheese mixture. I also added in some parsley and some mozzarella cheese. I mixed it until it was well incorporated. I added my filling to my piping bag. And this filling can fill about 8 to 9 jalapeno peppers. I started filling my jalapeno peppers with the cream cheese mixture, and I wrapped bacon around the jalapeno, and I placed my jalapeno poppers onto my baking sheet that was lined with foil. I baked my jalapeno peppers for about 10 minutes or until it was done on 400 degrees, and this is how they came out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Follow for more. Bye! This week we were having a barbecue, so I decided to make some gordito. And I'm going to show you how. I started by thinly slicing my cabbage. I cut up some jalapenos and some serrano peppers. I thinly sliced my purple onions, and also I thinly sliced some white onions. I added that to the bowl. I also thinly sliced some carrots. I added that also. Poured over some vinegar. I seasoned it with some salt, pepper, and a little bit of oregano. And this is how I made my gordito. Follow for more. Bye! I'm going to show you guys how I made my green fettuccine. I placed my poblano peppers on a pan and roasted them. To my pie, I added some water, olive oil, and salt and let that come to a boil. I added in my fettuccine pasta and let it boil until it was done. Once my peppers were done roasting, I put them into a Ziploc bag and let them sweat for about 10 minutes. I removed the skin from my peppers and I sliced my pepper down the middle and removed the seeds. I added my poblano pepper into my blender along with an onion, some cilantro, chicken bouillon, cream cheese, and sour cream, salt, and pasta water. And if you don't have sour cream, then you can just use Greek yogurt. I blended up my sauce and I added it into my pan along with my fettuccine pasta and mixed it up. And to go with this pasta, I pan-seared a chicken breast. Let me know if you guys tried this recipe or if you have tried this recipe. Give me a thumbs up. Follow for more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye! I'm going to show you guys how I baked my cod and salmon. I started off with my cod. I seasoned my cod with Cajun seasoning and I also added some oil. And I also added some lemon juice onto my fish. I rubbed the seasonings on both sides of my fish. And you guys can use whatever seasonings that you have or want to put on your fish. I just use Cajun seasoning. I topped my cod off with a slice of butter and tightly closed both sides of the bowl. Put in the comments below if you guys ever baked your fish like this. Next was my salmon. I did the same thing to my salmon. I added some oil, some Cajun seasoning. I seasoned both sides of my salmon. I added some lemon juice and a slice of lemon. I forgot to add my butter, but off camera I did add my butter onto my salmon. I placed my fish onto my pan and I baked it. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow for more. Give me a thumbs up. Bye! So if you guys have been looking for the best seafood bowl recipe, then you stopped on the right video. I started off chopping up my potatoes and my sausages, and this is the corn that I used. I took a big pot of water, I seasoned it. I will list all the seasonings that I used on the screen. Into my pot, I added my corn, onions, potatoes, and my sausages, and then I covered the pot and let it boil until it was nice and tender. Then I went in, gave it a stir, and then I added my eggs. After that, I added in my crabs, and I added in more crabs. I let that boil until it was done, and then I removed my corn, potatoes, and my sausage from my pot. And I also removed my eggs from the pot, and I peeled them, and I also made a butter sauce using my chili seasoning that I showed you guys how to make. And this was my plate. The seafood bowl was so good. You guys need to try this recipe. Like and subscribe. Bye!